order to bring continuity within change. That's the way it should be. So Lusaka district and all the constituencies that are around here, the bedrock of our membership, the branches, the polling stations, the wards. Thank you very much. This is the first press briefing, I believe, after our General Assembly. I may be wrong, but I think this is the first one. And today, this is what we're going to do, so you don't speculate, what am I going to talk about? I will talk about the aftermath of the General Assembly, the residual matters that need to be dealt with in accordance with our Constitution, with our regulations, and certain procedures that need to be followed. For those who are not in the party, they may not be fully aware of what ought to happen after the General Assembly. And then I will also cover just a summary of what we intend to do for this country. I think it's important that we focus our business, our activities as a party, as a nation, on those things that will better the lives of the people of Zambia. I see too much squabbling. I see too much greed in this economy, this country, especially from those that are given the responsibility to run public office, clamoring for better vehicles when there's no oxygen in the hospitals. And that's all they do. You open a newspaper, you open a social media platform, they're talking about things that don't benefit the people. I want us to change the agenda. I want this party to change the agenda. The agenda is to save the people of Zambia. I believe you agree with me. Yeah. And I want to start with just that, then end with the steps after the General Assembly. We as a party have a passion on the economy and jobs. Everything hinges on a functioning economy. I mean everything. Everything. You want better health care, you need an economy run properly to support, to fund health care. You want education, our children to go to school, you need a functioning economy, well-run economy, efficient, prudent, without corruption, to fund education. You want cheaper minimum. We need an economy run properly in agriculture to deliver more production at a lower cost, to make every family afford 3 meals a day. You want to look after the sick, the weak, the old. You want social cash transfer. It doesn't drop from heaven. It comes from an entrepreneurial, well-run economy with a clear visionary leadership and management capability. That's what this party brings to the table, to this country. So, jobs and the economy, business opportunities, very critical going forward into 2021, August 12th, very critical. And I would like all our members to focus our minds on winning, and after winning, delivering for the people. All our members, especially the newly elected members. I'll come to that shortly. So the UPND has a clear and achievable agenda to revive our ailing economy and create millions of jobs. Millions of jobs. And indeed, business opportunities for our citizens. We define jobs to mean a formal job, self-employment, which comes through running your own small business, medium-scale business. employing yourself, your family, and other people. That's how we define jobs, income opportunities. So we are ready for that. We are well placed to do that. In that space, I want to share just 9 pillars. Members of this party ought to familiarize themselves. You're the owners of these pillars. But more important, for those that say things that are anchored on ignorance, and we forgive them. And that's what they sought public office for. To project ignorance. How can you run a country like that? Never works. And we've seen it fail. Never works. And I'm grateful that Zambians have opened their eyes and ears. So, key pillars of our economic recovery. We all know that the economy is deliric, it's gone, nothing is happening. So we have a focal point or platform or pillars to revive our economy. Number 1, we have a competent team in this party, outside this party, in this country, and wherever the skills may be. But they are Zambian skills, competent, starting with this party. Very, very competent. That's number 1, because you can't implement anything without a team to do that. A dedicated team. Number 2, we will focus on cutting waste. No wasteful expenditure, no nonsensical luxuries. I shall repeat that. I shall repeat that. We will cut wasteful expenditure, consumption-oriented expenditure. Focus on revenue-based expenditure. And we will have to do away with nonsensical luxuries. When we closed the General Assembly, I did mention, and I went on to say the same at Radio Phoenix, that under the UPND it's not possible for ministers to drive VXs, 3 of them per person. 3 of them. 2, 1 is too much already, but 3 of them. But now I'm saying, in case you didn't hear me well, not a single VX worth millions of kwacha in dollars, $250,000. The driver of such a vehicle must be ashamed, because when they get sick, they go to hospital, they die because there's no oxygen. So what's the value of your VX?
0.
I knew that even some members in our party who are aspiring to drive those VXs started sharing social media. Say, Alefo tuka chule. We catch you. We now know what you are seeking public office. You are no different from these monkeys. You are no different from these monkeys. We see you now. We see you while you were campaigning to become an NMC member. Because this cadre out there will not benefit from that VX. But this cadre will benefit from oxygen, will benefit from a scholarship for his child. This cadre will benefit from all those things. But I never say that you can't drive a VX. If you want a VX, cut your own check. You are fine. Everybody's fine. Cut your own check. We are here to bring serious business to this country, not the jokes we see every day. Number 3, we will stop the leakages caused by corruption. Simple, straight. No need to repeat that. 0 tolerance to corruption. Number 4, we will restructure the national debt to make it cheaper and manageable, and in the longer term, medium to longer term, from our economic revenue generation measures, we should be able to live within our means and do away with unnecessary debt which has been lumbered onto us by people we told in 2012, 2013 not to borrow, and they called us bitter. The chickens have come home to roost. The debt mountain is insurmountable. The figures they were denying, we told them, no, you have borrowed 16, 17 billion. They're saying no. Now the figures are floating to well over $23 billion. Your economy is only $27 billion. So you're in debt. Even your chair in the House, technically, in financial terms, it's Ilipam Kongole. Kapuna kanu munganda. Kamene munazi kulira, people have put it on Kongole. That's part of the national debt because the assets of this country are weighed against the liabilities. That is the meaning. We shall do that without fail. We have the capability, the skills. Remember, number one, I talked about a competent team. We have those skills here. And Zambians who are willing, and they're already offering their national duty services to this party, through this party. And we have a plan how to deal with that well ahead of 12 August 2021. Well ahead of August. You will see the pronouncements on the day we'll be sworn in. Straight into business. Because we've been planning all these years. We've been working. Yes. We've been looking at what is going wrong and how to fix it. And indeed we shall fix it. Yes. No question about it. Number 5, we will diversify our economy through increased investment in agriculture, in tourism, in manufacturing, value addition. Right? And the digital economy, which is a game changer. We will use science and technology to lower the cost of doing business, to deliver services to our people. What are those services? Health services on the digital platform. You heard me? Health services. A doctor should be able to provide a prescription to a person in Kaputa while the doctor is in Lusaka, but on the digital platform. And the prescribed medicine will not be given through a piece of paper called prescription and asking a Kaputa colleague of mine to go to a drugstore which does not exist there. The medicine will be available in Kaputa, in Shango, in Shishekano,
not expired.
Indeed. Can you ask about that? Indeed. In Chief Kambombo, in Chama. Indeed. In Kafambila. Leveraging on the technology to be able to deliver services at a lower cost. The doctor doesn't have to fly to Kaputa where there's no airstrip, but can deliver the services. Connect what the doctor is doing with the drug supply system. What a beauty. And real time, meaning simultaneous, on time. Start visualizing how your life will change. Abena Zambia. Then you will have no doubt how to vote on the 12th of August. We have listened to too much noise. Chuku, 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 chuku. Everyone is just making noise. And noise meaning nothing. We want to talk solutions. We want to bring solutions, walk the talk. So we will use that platform to deliver medical services, to deliver agricultural services. How to improve your production per acre on that digital platform. We shall use it to deliver financial services. We should move it. Financial services. A store in a market, in Chamboli market, next to a woman trader who needs capital, she will be able to access the capital next door to her store in Chamboli market because there will be a financial services center where it will be connected on a digital platform and she can access credit right next door to her store. I can go on. 6, we want to enable access to capital for Zambian entrepreneurs. I touched it on the market as an example. But you cannot develop small to medium scale enterprises to create jobs for the owners and other people without capital, without support, financial support. And that's why I would rather a minister drives a Hilux double cab, it has air conditioning, it is 4-wheel drive. What's wrong with that? And the savings from the VX, we can provide the funds required to give soft loans to our small businesses. That is the fair. That's an equitable utilization of national resources. How many ministers are there? 2030. Why should they be gobbling 20% of the national revenue when 17 million Zambians are not even able to have carpenter at a fair price? Is that an argument we should make? I'm watching your social media platforms. I'm watching, I'm reading what you are writing there. I'm connecting to the names. So this one is not part of the agenda. I'm watching. I'm watching. Our agenda is those youth. That's my agenda. That's why I get tear gas. That's why I get arrested for treason, having committed no crime. And I come out, I continue, is for that woman who is pregnant with twins, who I found in Radio Philly, so her twins can have a better life. That is what you should be aspiring forward to. Not a piece of metal. Not a piece of metal. Honestly. Mufuna bachoge ba mwankole, muvale masapati yabo. Icon. Let's share a vision. Let's share an agenda. So, capital will be crucial. At household, small business, medium business, and large businesses. Don't misunderstand me. We need small businesses, but we need large businesses where small businesses can supply what they produce. And they'll be paid. That's the linkage. We need foreign direct investment, but we need it in partnership with Zambians. Is that difficult to understand? Some people call HS a sellout. Selling out who? Yes, if I'm a sellout to benefit widows and the youth and orphans, I'm a very good sellout. I'm a very good sellout. I'm addressing this to the people of Zambia. So you must create a distinction in your mind why you should vote for UPND on the 12th of August. Very clear distinction. Look the problems you're going through now. Check. The hunger. It's because of bad leadership, bad economic management. That's what we fix. Salad, malasha, soko, bread. Mungu asungebana na tupamela. Tisila tupamela. Muzika unta mamanzi chapi. March, April, May, June, July. So, I mentioned 7. We need large investments to partner with Zambians. How? The mining license is given to Zambians, and you partner with those with capital and technology. You are both owners of a mine. That's our mine. Of course, timber licenses in Mukula will be all yours. Zambians. A colleague who's been with me in business and is of a different color. From the years we were in school together in our master's program, we were together in business, we're friends, we do business together. And he says, but that point you've made, I followed it. Are you saying that I'll not be your partner anymore? I said, wait, nah. How do you want to make some little money out of people who have no food? One day they will rise against you to avoid them rising against you, you must be in partnership with them. Then you'll have mutual benefit. That's your best insurance policy to sustain your business. And he said, HH, that's why I'm your friend. I'm going to preach that message because I've been receiving a lot of questions. Your friend is moving in a different direction. And last night he called me and said, go and talk about it tomorrow. He's doing very well, he's sitting well with international investors. I said, yeah. Our primary interest is the people of Zambia. Come on now. But we know how to relate to the people of Zambia, what they want, and how to make it available. 8, we want to increase exports. The Bank of Zambia governor, when he was appointed, we gave him advice. He scorned on our advice. Last week he confessed, we told him that you're going to destroy the reserves, international reserves, because you are not pushing the economy side, the production side, you are pushing the consumption side, you are using reserves to support a currency you are destroying. We were called names. Last week he confessed that the foreign exchange reserves are depleted to dangerous levels. Didn't we tell you? What was your reaction? We have a remedy for that. We have a remedy for that. Many amongst many remedies for that is to increase our exports, to increase our foreign exchange earnings. But we don't want to export raw materials. We want to export value-added materials. Let me give you the simplest example. Congo needs milling. All we need to do is to lower the cost of producing in agriculture. Then we can produce more maize, supply more milling to our people. First, that's our first goal. The excess we export to Congo in milling, not in maize terms. And just at Kasumbalesa there, a Zambia warehouse full of milling, full of the courtroom meats and everything. Just on our noses there, we earn a lot of foreign exchange. That's all. Does it require rocket scientists to do that? No. Let me tell you something else, which is God on the surface. And we're already looking at what is not being done. We're not blaming anybody. You can't blame people who are incompetent. We knew they were incompetent. We've said it enough. Our energy is now to say, what are the solutions? Can someone tell me the price of copper today? Per ton? $9,000 per ton. Now, you have to dig there. The costs are very high. Let me tell you. There is copper on the surface which you can grow called cashew nuts. The price of cashew is over $10,000 per ton, more than the price of copper. It only takes 3 to 4 years and you have your production on stream. Slowly, diversification, clear mindset, looking at the value, more value. If we spend $1 on copper and $1 on cashew nuts, our return on cashew nuts is more than the difference which you think is 10 minus 1 is $1. It's not $1 because the cost of producing cashew is much, much lower than the cost of producing copper. And your differential is huge and it will begin to add on to your foreign exchange. And Tanzania earns more than $1 billion from cashew. Our conditions for growing cashew here are much better than Tanzania. The attempts being made to revive cashew in Western Province is a child's play. That's a child's play. That's an example. Increase exports. Because after this press conference, someone will post on their platform that like they were posting, we were singing a Tonga national anthem. As someone said, they were somewhere drinking, they came and found the last stanza and said the whole national anthem was Tonga. When the national anthem was Zambia, the rainbow. So before they ask that question, I want to say to them that do not worry about those minor issues. We've worked them out already. We know what needs to do. These men and women know what needs to be done with proper guidance. They actually guide us. They guide me. But you have to know how to use the skills available. So, we increase exports. Why export maize to Botswana? They need stock feed. So who make the stock feed for me? For us. For us. Our first trips around the country will be in the neighboring countries. Congo, what do you need? Angola, what do you need? Botswana, what do you need? Our trip will not be on the Gulf Stream. It will be on a, if you like, Zoom or another platform. That will be our first visit to the neighboring countries. And we'll bring orders. This president will be the chief salesman for Zambia, the chief marketing officer for Zambia, chief investment officer for Zambia. And we bring those orders is for you now to manufacture. It's for the youth. It's for the medium scale. It's for the large scale. Then you sell. That is my job. Not to travel all over to look for social happiness. No time for that. Zambians are hating. Last, we want to reduce taxes to stimulate industries and to allow individuals and homes to take more money, to leave more money in their hands. Because from our intrinsic training is that money in the hands of the owners who earn it, the workers, the business people, will be better used than money in a public place where people are pushing to buy VXs. So you leave more money in the hands of the owners who know how to use it better and they improve their lives. Simple thinking. So we commit to you. That's the last point. That's the last point. Now, once we have done these, amongst others, having delivered the core of our intention to form government, to enter into public office, our economic revolution will arise. I have no doubt. I know some can't see it. I see it myself from A to Z. And many of these men and women see it. Shared vision. So once we are done with these and others, we definitely are going to have an economic turnaround, an economic revolution. It will be a question of what have we achieved when, but the targets will be there. And we will reverse the decline that you see today in this country. This will definitely put more food on the tables of Zambians. Affordable food. This will raise the standard of living for our people. All our people, I mean. I'm not talking about a few building at Forest 27. I'm not interested in laws. I'm interested in the child, in the woman, in the student. Instead of giving students a big bus, we will give them PCs, improved PCs, improved so that they can access. So the bus to go where? In this COVID, to go where? Also understand the environment, to go where? But a better meal allowance, a better BC will enable them to focus on their studies. Books, textbooks, and other things. Now I'm on a different side. My mona? My one, let me assure you, there is no hatred, there is no brutality that can distract us from this agenda. No hatred, no brutality that will distract us from this agenda. Nothing from this vision. You can go and brutalize innocent in-laws of HH. And by the way, that kitchen they are showing as my in-laws' house, that is a village grass-thatched kitchen which has the best ventilation, and there are chicks in that house they are showing and demonizing HH. My wife's cousins, who are her uncle's children, live in a better house, just next door. But someone chose to put that as a house and make noise. My mother-in-law lives in a village, in a house, which has self-contained toilets, waterborne toilets, and a shower, everything. She's a rancher herself at 90. Give her credit. At 90, she's a rancher. So, just to make you feel at ease and not be digressed from that hate. That's the hate I'm talking about. I have asked my wife to go and visit her cousins. She will take some media, then hop over about 10 k's away from there, 15, 20, and visit her mother, and you can take footage of her house. And you talk to her as journalist. But is that what we want to spend time on? There was a crime committed there. First, Katongo said, no, there was no attack. A day later said, no, there was an attack, but it wasn't the only one. There were attacks elsewhere. There should be no raids to people who are innocent. That is the issue. So that's what I'm referring to, that there is no hatred, no brutality that will divert us from this agenda. Nothing. Zero. We know whatever they do, we have a God. We have God. And He's a fair God. We know that we have God and He's a fair God, and He will not allow His children, the children of Zambia, to suffer any longer. He will not allow that. I want to assure you, after our term of office is over, Zambians will remember us, how we gave them jobs, how we gave them business opportunities, how we ensured that no one beat them up in a market, law and order, and how their rights, freedoms will be protected, and how they will not spend night and days in filthy police and jail cells for crimes not committed, because the criminal justice system will be reformed to ensure that nobody is arrested before any investigation, and anyone arrested is taken to court within the law, 48 hours, and they are given bail with almost no money involved, so that they can leave the jail if it's a bondable or a bailable offense. And we'll do two things. We don't punish the innocent before they're found guilty. Two, we'll decongest the prisons, and there will be better food and beds and mattresses in the prison. Zambians will remember us for that. They will remember us for that. I have no doubt in my mind. And they will remember us that they raised children during our time and raised them well and sent them to school. They didn't have to have a father. Yes, it's nice to have a father in the home. They didn't have to do that. Right? Even if a mother is a single mother, she will be proud that during our time, she's able to raise her children properly, feed them properly, send them to school with the support of the UPND government. That is what we shall be remembered for. That too we can visualize. And we are confident to say it before we take office, so that you can create an audit, a checklist, then you can do an audit trail. Analukamba chan ujamunyama ata, analukupopota chan ashita chan. Be your own auditor. But we are proud, we are confident we will deliver. Together, we will rebuild our country. We are the change that our country is hoping for and truly deserves. We are the change that our country is hoping for and truly deserves. That's our economic front. That's our economic front. Now, very briefly, post-General Assembly. Post-General Assembly. Thank you to those who made it into the national management and all the structures below. Thank you. More importantly, thank you to those that did not make it in that role, but because there's a lot of work for you to perform outside of one body. And that job is to work together to deliver UPND into government. Simple. Quick. That is where these benefits I was talking about will come from. Unless and until we form government. The logic is simple and clear. So, for those that made it, I want to repeat what I said. It's your duty to reach out to others. I've heard people say, oh, we did well. We. Twaliba Nyankula. Who did you, Nyankula? You should be cuddling that individual who is talented but did not make it and ask them to play a part in us holding them. So, me, I was elected. Have you seen me celebrate? It is a heavy burden in my brain. I'm not sleeping well because I'm saying we have to deliver. That should be in your mind as well. Twaliba Nyankula. Banani. I'm listening. I'm watching on social media. I'm watching. I'm listening. Reach out to everybody. Reach out to those who didn't make it chairman in the provincial elections. Reach out to those. You need them. They are your machines to deliver what we want. You're the district chairman. Reach out to those who didn't make it. Reach out to them. Soon you will realize how heavy it is to deliver. So, may I have known it from day one. From the day I decided to enter public office, I knew how tough it was. And I said, we will be tougher. We will be equal to the task. But we need others to work with us. So, I'll return to this a little bit. But let me just comment on PF dishing out cash and bribes all over the shop. I ask you the question. Those fellows, you know them, before they went into the PF government 5 years ago, did they have capacity to dish out cash? So where have they found the cash? The economy has declined from 6% to -4%. Where have they found the money? It is stolen money. There's no doubt about it. It's stolen money. This is alien culture to this country. You're going to spoil your children. They will start stealing from your bedroom very soon because they think that your bedroom is a bank account, is a bank vault. You are destroying the moral fiber of our country. People who work for their money never use it that way. Never. Those children you are spoiling, let me tell you, you are buying Beamers for, and they're 14 years old. You are bewitching them. They will never ever run homes and families properly when you are not there to steal any more money after 12 August 2021. Teach your children to be conservative. Teach your children to focus on school, not luxurious expenditure. So, since we know it's not their money, here is my counsel. Here is my advice to the people of Zambia. Take the money. When they offer it to you, take it. They offer you to 100 kwacha, tell them you have 20 voters in the family. Can they give you 10,000 kwacha? They give you 10 and say, oh, naibara neighbor, didn't control our area, you pass it at 20,000 kwacha. Ndiye ho nyankula, muba nyankule, ndiye ho nyankula. Take the money, take the buses. Honestly, where does anyone who had nothing before they went into government can dish out these things? Buying minibuses for friends. Don't misunderstand me. We want to teach the people of Zambia how to fish, how to farm. Then they can have meal every day and they can fish every day. Rather than only giving them in the last 2 months before the election. Imagine Dalama zinari kuti hapa ponza. Ndiye bo nyankula. Uba nyankule bamena. So take the money, take the buses, take the gifts, take whatever they offer you and ask for more. That's my message to the people of Zambia. They give you crumbs after stealing your bread. They steal your bread, then they give you crumbs and say, vote for me, praise me. There's a young man I see out there on the copper belt behaving like just a rogue. Huh? You're a minister, you behave like a rogue? I'm not here to mention names. Because I will lose track of, I told you, hatred, brutality will not change our focus. So even that should not change our focus. So, that's your bread. They're offering you crumbs. I'm even encouraging thieves now. Steal from them. Yes, that's your money. Steal from these PF ministers who are getting money, honeybee. Steal from them. Then you give to your neighbor so they can buy meal. But when we come in, there will be no stealing. Akupasa tumono because banaba vanu vambiri anaba ma oxygen opportunities in the clinics. Vote for change. Come 12 August, even they've given you gifts of anything. Kuyabebe. PF kuyabebe. PF kustashani. My advice, huh? Very good. Back to NMC. We have the most diverse NMC. The most diverse. We have competent members. Down provincial teams up to the branches. Competent. Yes. This is what others have failed to do. To bring the whole country on the decision table. We've done it. Nika Dionko Chabi. When we're in government, the UPND cabinet will reflect the face of Zambia. Everybody will be there. I'm repeating what I said before. So, we are lucky, we are grateful, but that's because of deep thought processes that went into designing the ballot paper, designing our objectives. So, I want to thank everybody who managed to agree to reunite this country. Because that's what it's all about, to reunite this country, so we can rebuild it on the other side of the coin. One side is to reunite the country, the other side of the coin is to rebuild the country through these economic measures that I talked about. People ask me, are you alone? I'm not alone. Who can deliver alone? There's no one. Even those who are asking me, are you alone? Even you asking me, we are together with you to walk this journey to deliver this country. So, I'm not alone. We have a great team. So, that is the team I'm talking about. Zambia United. Zambia United. That's what I'm talking about. Breath of fresh air. We will focus on unity and not divisions. We will focus on inclusion, not exclusion. We will focus on equity and not segregation. What a joy. What a joy. Now, we start now the journey to follow the steps after the General Assembly, which is now NMC pool, and we begin to bring people together into their best areas to deliver for you, for the people of Zambia, win elections and deliver the country. Today, that process begins to show that we are not alone. Yes. And in accordance with our provisions of the Constitution, a decision has been made. Many decisions have been made in consultations with many inside and outside the party, but today we are only announcing one decision. The rest will come. We don't have to call a press briefing every time we're doing it. But today's announcement is very important because the Vice President, in the name of Madam Mutalena Rumango,
As we celebrate, please let us maintain social distancing as well as some. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you, choir. Thank you, choir. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We'll give you enough time to sing and to dance. As long as you keep your social distance. I see you're closing in everywhere there. We want you to be alive. Please spread out. We want you to be alive. Because there's no point, you are happy today, tomorrow you're gone. You will not see the better days in a few months from now. It's our duty to make sure you are safe as well. That's responsibility, that's leadership. So I want to congratulate Madam Nalumango. You deserve it. I know you fit the role, and we form a team, most and foremost, to reunite our country. And then, too, we can rebuild our country. And we will have to depend on the rest of the other colleagues across the country. We want to show the people of Zambia that we can bring them together. What the ugly things I see when somebody was addressing a meeting in Chipata, talking about marginalizing certain groups, ethnic groups from leadership, because in Salata Isala yo, ila suma fie, na it suma across the country. Njala si sanka, injonkola chat. So we want to show the people of Zambia, give them confidence that we can reunite this country and draw the best skills from wherever to rebuild our economy, to rebuild our social fabric, our healthcare, our education, our agriculture, to create jobs and business opportunities, and to look after the weak in our society. We are determined to bring back happy faces amongst our people. So I will give Madam Nalumango a few minutes to accept or deny. She may deny the responsibility to accept or deny. And I'm told after that the Master of Ceremony will guide us. So please, let's give her a few minutes to answer to the call of duty to serve the people of Zambia. Madam, thank you.
That one on the table stand. That one on the table stand. Yeah,
Thank you very much. That's Benezatu Maselula. Mr. President. President. Members of the NMC, provincial chairman, the leadership, colleagues from the district. I've seen the district chairman, Lusaka district, and any other district officials that may be here from other districts, from the constituencies of Lusaka, colleagues from the wards, the branches, ordinary members, I don't know whether to call this time, Mr. President, overwhelming. Okay, it keeps cutting. I don't know whether to say this is overwhelming. I don't know, honestly. I was listening to you, Mr. President, when you said you didn't celebrate. You look at my face, I don't know what you see. You probably see a blank, because that's exactly how I feel. This is not failure to appreciate all of you Zambians that have supported, the cause. For me, it is the cause. This is not in Nalumango, position. This is our position. Except somebody has to sit in this chair. I don't know whether to say fortunately or unfortunately it falls on me. I will not deny, Mr. President. I accept the responsibility. Why? My confidence. Hello, Ande Samilopola. From thank you. I was saying, Mr. President, this is really not easy. Stopping it. I hope we'll do better. Mr. President, I was saying I accept the responsibility. Why? Because my strength and confidence is in these people. My confidence is in all of you. All of you. All of you. Even if you're not in the structure, I am standing on the root, and the root is you. You are the anchor. You are the strength. I call sometimes President Hakainde, I call him our tool. I accept to be a small tool in the cause. A tool is something you use. You don't even ask whether an axe is enjoying it or not. But it's you that sharpens the axe. It's you that keeps it in shape for you to be able to achieve. The cause is not the president's, not for me. The cause is for every Zambian. To take this leadership. I think I whispered to the young man next to me there, Levy. I said, this speech must be a game changer to any doubting Thomas. If today, colleagues from the media, you put this message clearly, and the people have heard, the interpreter here is interpreting properly, it must make the Zambian decide who is for them. It is President Hakainde Hichilema, and I'm glad to serve under him to deliver Zambia from the shackles of evil. This is the only word I can use to describe the environment today. It is evil. There are many shoots of evil. Whether it's violence, it is evil. Whether it is corruption, it is evil. Whether it is theft, it is evil. Evil, evil, evil is the description of the current government. Tribalism is evil. Name whatever they are doing. I don't know whether they can talk about roads today. I don't know, because I haven't seen the roads. The roads have also become evil. And therefore, Mr. President, shortening this, I would just like to thank everybody that has shown confidence that I can stand, sit next to the man of vision, the visionary. But for me, Joseph, don't clap, because I'll need you all the way. I need each one of you. Munji, I need you all the way. Mwanangu. Mundu jaito. This is time to work, Mr. President. When you call another press briefing, there will be the media only, because the rest will be in the field. Because all of us must be in the field, taking this message to every corner of this country. That is the way. I am happy, Mr. President, to accept this position. I'm happy, colleagues. I am happy, Zambians. I am available. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. A few minutes ago, a few days ago, thank you, somebody who was chair of the party. A few minutes ago, a member of the NMC, and now the vice president of this great party. Thank you very much, madam. I like what you said. It's a call to duty. And that's for everybody else. Before I became a UPND president, I was just an ordinary member. Talent sits in the ordinary members. Many people said, I was doing work as an ordinary member. I didn't need to be an NMC member. I didn't need to be anything. I was just an ordinary member. But the people decided to give us this Lord. We will not abuse you. We will not abuse your trust. But we need everybody. Let's go out and work. The processes now will kick in. This was the first key process. Post General Assembly, the rest will kick in. We don't need fanfare for the rest. And there's absolutely no need to lobby. The campaigns are over within the party. There's so much campaign, so much lobbying, so much this is not necessary. You don't have to lobby for what is yours. It comes. She didn't lobby anybody. So let's get on with the work. Because in that continuous campaign mode and lobbying creates the divisions, creates the camps, and there's no room for those camps. Get on with the work. We'll rapidly run through the processes on your behalf. We just carry a delegated authority from yourselves, from the branch officials, from just a sympathizer of UPND. Mind you, the people who win us elections, many of the millions don't even carry a card of UPND. Those are the ones through you that have given us this delegated authority. And consultation is the key. So please calm down. Let's lower the temperature. Let's get in the field. As she said, you'll be all right. Key things for us to form government. That's the objective. Epela. Ndita mkwa. So nsesha shala sheshi na makani. So I want to sit down and say to Madam Nalumango, thank you. You're not a daughter of Kaputa. Yes, you are. But you're a daughter of Shangombo, Chama. You're a daughter of Sishekano. Someone knows why I love Sishekano. I was challenged to get there through the pools of water. And when I arrived there at Sishekano, I saw beautiful grass that I'm missing on my ranch. I said, my God, if I brought my cattle here. Kashiji. Huh? Where is Charles? Where is Victor? Chinyamalitapi. To get there, you are a daughter of Chinyamalitapi. You are a daughter of Tabwa, Bemba, Mambwe, Nyika, Lambia. You are a daughter of Nkoya. You are a daughter of the Nsenga people and the Senga people. There's a difference. Nsenga and Senga people. Naziwa Zambia, Potezi Zambia. You are a daughter of, yes, Lambia. You are a daughter of Mbundu people. Mbundu. You know Mbunda, but they are Mbundus. You are a daughter of everybody. Let's move on. Director of Ceremonies, we are done with the business of today. We are done at this stage. Take us through with the rest. Nitume Zahuru, people of Zambia. Usabila Chikuma Mane. Usabila Chikuma Mane. Watoto Lamkwe. Lunalumbu. Everything. Coffee. You want this or you can use it? Use it. Yeah, you are the boss.
Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for the president. Another round of applause for the vice president, ladies and gentlemen. Utukundo Wanamayo. We wanted to take questions earlier, but because we have been swallowed in the canvas of history today, because destiny has opened its womb to our aspirations as a political party, to usher leadership that cares for humanity, I have proposed to the president, which he has seconded, that any questions can be submitted later on. For now, we would like to let this simmer and be able to close.
Maybe two, just two. We don't want to be accused of a bad style, huh? Male or female.
The president suggests that we take two questions, one lady, one man, so that we
go ahead. If there is any.
If there's any.
We're democratic. Media only.
Media only, please. And related to our activities for today. Media house. So please come to the front, sir, and I need a lady. I need a lady to come. Just two questions in the interest of time, please. Thank you. No, he's starting. We need a lady now after him.
Is he a journalist? Is he a journalist? Okay. Oh, it's you, sir.
Mr. President, good morning.
Morning, sir.
May I take this opportunity to congratulate you on your election as UPND president. Can you ask? Yes, and we also congratulate Madam Narumango for being the new UPND vice president. My name is Alfonso Kasongo from the New Vision newspaper. Mr. President, indeed you did announce that being elected to leadership, especially opposition, is a heavy burden. I just want to find out from you, Mr. President, how has been your life under the leadership of the UPND? Secondly,
we said one question in the interest of time.
Thank you so much, President Sota from Comedy TV. President, I would like to find out, among the 9 strategies that you mentioned, you talked about the issue of debt. But in a country which is so indebted like ours, where we've seen the external debt combined with the internal debt go to over $1 trillion, how do you, we've heard you are saying this is strategy, so we've not heard exactly what you will do to ensure that the debt situation is tackled. So I would like to find out what are the strategies you're putting in place to ensure that this debt we have is tackled to continue the development in the country.
I will speak loudly. I will speak loudly. Thank you very much, Alfonso. New vision, leadership is a heavy burden. How has it been for you in the UPND? Very simple answer. I said it before, that many people want to be presidents of political parties, but very few are presidents of viable parties, because it's tough. I said you have to dig down into your values, into your commitment to the people of Zambia, into what you believe in, and then work diligently, work hard. There's nothing called lucky. It doesn't exist. You have to plan, you have to execute. It's a heavy burden, it's been tough. But I think what we have done to bring the party to where it is today is an assessment you can all make on your own. When we took over this party, we were 27% of the national vote. Today, you know where we are. Over 50% of the national vote. That is not a joke. But it is not me alone, it's the team. It's cuddling each other, guiding each other, and telling each other this is unacceptable, because it hurts the people of Zambia. So let's work together. Twachoka kutali, pamene tienda ni pafu. Apo manje gapu ya salila imwe otinaimwe mugwemo mukatu. Muzipose mwamene mukatu. Number 2, debt. What are the strategies? We have articulated these strategies several times, but as a repeat, we said we will restructure the debt. Restructure is anchored on some pillars. We know it's excessive debt, it's not sustainable. The first thing we want to do is a moratorium on more debt. Ceiling, after all, the headroom is, it's not there, no more space. These Mwankoles have eaten up everything. So we can't follow that line. Discipline. And when we raise resources, number 2, we raise resources to invest in revenue generation, in growth, small businesses, big businesses, to earn more money, local and foreign exchange, to begin to rebuild the reserves that Governor was arguing when I gave him advice. But now he confesses. He should have listened to us. We will pattern all those things, madam, by resources available in the basket, in the envelope. They will go into revenue expenditure. Different from consumption expenditure. Revenue expenditure will generate you more money. Let me give you an example. If you have 100,000 kwacha and you go and buy a Toyota Corolla, that's consumption expenditure. In our government, just to give you an example, a young person will give them 100,000 kwacha to buy 10, 20 steers. After 3-4 years, they will be worth more than 500,000. They will have generated more cattle from there and they will be able even to repay the loan from their own enterprise rather than from a Toyota Corolla. Because the Toyota Corolla will be buying fuel consumption, expenditure, tires, consumption, expenditure, repairs, consumption, expenditure. It's gone. It even starts asking you to get more money to buy tires from another business. Yet that other investment will yield more revenue and will be able to service the debt. If that was the debt that you owed in a country, that's how we are going to do it. So focus the revenue on expenditure, the revenue we have on investment expenditure, on revenue generation. Next, the debt that is there, when we restructure it, we will basically bring in rescheduling in the process, and will also bring in what is called haircut. Not the haircut in a barber shop, but the haircut that the lenders understand. And we're talking to them already, that they lent to an insolvent country, a country which had poor leadership. Now there's decent leadership. They will be able to come to the table to negotiate a haircut, to be able to say they want to be paid the money that they are owed, the money that they are owed, they sunk it in the wrong business. We are now offering them an opportunity where the money will be used, if any, and if it's not there, we know where to get it, we know where it went. We'll retrieve it from there, so that we can now use it in investment expenditure, and then we are able to service that debt, but that debt will be at a lower quantum. That's the haircut in financial economic terms. And they'll come to the table because they trust us. At the presidents, vice presidents, whoever that may be, they will trust the Minister of Finance. You can speculate. They will trust the skills that are there, and that we are competent, we are not corrupt, we are not thieves, and they will come to the table not only for the haircut, but also to reschedule over a longer period, which reduces the quantity of money we pay in debt service per month. It's a complicated financial modeling. We are on top of it. We are on top of it. Believers, thank you very much.
Mr. President, Madam Vice President, members of Parliament, past and present NMC members, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure to have you here today to join us as history was made, as a new dawn for Zambia awaits. I think we can all agree. We feel it in our souls, we see it in our eyes, even the hairs on our bodies can sense that greater days for Zambia are coming. We'll allow the President and Madam Vice President to lead us out of here. In the meantime, thank you very, very much. Unless there's anything else, thank you. It will be a pleasure to invite Pastor Kangwa Chileshe to come and bless us in prayer as we head out. Pastor Chileshe.
Our gracious Heavenly Father, we thank you for today. We thank you for the wisdom for today. We thank you for the grace of uniting us as a party. We thank you for the vision that has been cast. And as you declared in the book of Habakkuk, write down the vision and make it plain, that he that sees it may run with it. Lord, we see the vision and we shall run with it for a better Zambia. In Jesus' name, amen and amen.
As we head out, the honor of BAG 2636 kindly move your